everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday, April 11th. I'm your host, Bree Cox Kennedy. We've got a great lineup on the show for you today. On today's show, we have Saddleback Church with Rick Bradford. He's going to be inviting you to two services. That would be Good Friday and Easter Sunday. So we'll look forward to sharing that information with you. And then later in the show, we've got our very own Cole Young with Sports Corner. So two great segments for you on the show today. But first, folks, we do want to keep you informed. Did you know that there is an Easter buffet? Sounds great. A service and a buffet. I mean, what an amazing day. Break bread with neighbors, friends, and family at Clubhouse 5 Easter Buffet, Sunday, April 20th at 1 p.m. The menu is going to feature all sorts of things that you're going to love and that'll be nutritious for your body. Tickets are on sale at the Clubhouse 5 office and are $38 for adults, $19 for children ages 6 through 10, no charge for children under 5. If you'd like some more information about that buffet, please call Recreation at 949-597-4382, or you can always email them at recreation@vmsinc.org. Let's take a look at our changing weather forecast for the next 5 days. Enjoy today, folks. It's going to be a high of 78. It's going to be the nicest day, following by a cooling trend for the next 4. So you can see we've got a lot of low hanging clouds, fog, and then giving way to sunshine, but pretty cool temperatures are coming for us on Monday. Sunrise this morning was at 6:24. Sunset will be at 7:19. Oh, I took this picture. Top of the world, Laguna Beach. Gorgeous, huh? That's actually unretouched, folks. That's how beautiful this area is that we live in. If you'd like to send us your picture, I'd love to see it. Please email those to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Please send us your name, where the photo is taken from, and in a horizontal format. Next up, we've got just one meeting to tell you about, and then after the break, Saddleback Church. Stay with us.
I've devoted my career as a physician to one thing: ending cancer. At City of Hope, where more than 1,600 cancer specialists work towards breakthrough discoveries every day, we're beating national cancer survival rates. And though I'm proud to be part of revolutionizing care here in Orange County, what I'm most proud of is giving you hope.
Hi, my name is Annette, owner of Window Jazz. We're here in Laguna Woods, replacing old windows with new, energy-efficient, state-of-the-art products. We're here with our installation team, upgrading old windows to make this property feel new and beautiful. New replacement windows and doors will make a major impact on the appearance of this home. They'll increase the property value and save homeowners money by reducing energy costs while providing a comfortable indoor climate. Let Window Jazz do the same for you. Call us today for a free consultation.
Hi, my name is Dr. Faramant. Brilliant Smile has been the premier dental office of Laguna Woods Village for over 30 years now. We take the extra time to understand our patients' unique needs. We truly care about your happiness and dental wellness. We always provide the absolute highest quality of dental work at very affordable prices in a very relaxing environment. Stop by or give us a call and experience the Brilliant Smile difference. We are conveniently located close to Gate 6.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. You know, Easter is right around the corner, and we love spring, but we also love a very good Easter service. Here to tell us all about Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods Village. Get that out. We welcome Rick Bradford. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Bree.
How
Good
are
to see
you?
you. I'm good. I'm excited. This is such a great time of the year for us.
It is. I
Yeah.
love the spring.
Yeah.
It's just such a renewal of everything, right? Flowers are blooming, the birds are out, a beautiful Easter celebrations.
Well, we call Easter like the Super Bowl of the Christian calendar, because this is the time when many folks come to church. This and Christmas are the two big holidays, and so we're happy to invite everyone to come to Saddleback, which is in Clubhouse 5 every week, which is right here in the village. Obviously, everyone knows where that is, and our service are always at 9 and 11. So
and that's on Sundays.
Sundays, yeah.
Throughout the entire year.
Yes, there are a few times, including Easter, when we meet in Clubhouse 2, just because the village puts on special Easter lunches or something.
Okay, so let's talk about your Easter service. Full breakfast, great music, not your usual Clubhouse, as you just mentioned.
That's right, Bree. We're actually in Clubhouse 2 for Easter. And that's fun. I really like it there. It's a little bit different than we're used to. In Clubhouse 5, we sit actually around tables, and we serve breakfast as you come in. You grab your food, and most people sit around the tables. We have some other chairs, but in Clubhouse 2, yes, on Easter, we're going to have our donuts and fruit and coffee and tea and all those things. But it's not as big, so we sit in rows. More traditional, actually. And I don't know, I think the singing's even a little better in Clubhouse 2, just because of the way it's set up. But I invite everyone to come on out and give us a try if you don't have your own church home. And I always say that because there's other great churches in this community. And I get excited if people will, if they have their own church home, go to that. Yeah. That's great. Just go. But a lot of us, once we moved here, and especially after COVID, we've gotten out of the habit of going to church. So if you need to go back to church, come give us a try. Okay.
Well, you also have a Good Friday service.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Tell us about that.
So Good Friday, which is really one of the most worshipful services of the year, that one is in Clubhouse 5 again. It's at 2 o'clock on Good Friday. Lasts about an hour. And like I say, there's some really unique things that happen in that I think anyone who would come is going to leave inspired, and it's very but no breakfast. but that's okay.
So Good Friday service is at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Clubhouse 5.
Okay, so it's after lunch, so come well fed and just expect to feel...
They'll sing, and there's going to be a couple of extra surprises. Okay. By the way, we are a little bit different. It's true on Good Friday, and it's true on Easter, and always, really. Our sermon is not by me, even though I am the pastor, but it's from Big Saddleback up at Lake Forest from the day before. And so it's on the big screen. You can see very well, but here's the huge difference. We close caption the sermon. Obviously, if it was live, you couldn't close caption, but we do. So if anyone is struggling with hearing or needs some help in that area, they absolutely love our messages by Pastor Andy. Typically, he's our pastor, the overall church, and it's wonderful. That's something we've been able to add in the last couple of months is closed captioning.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is for us.
Very much so. So, Rick, you have your own morning show.
I do.
And tell us what led to that, because it's been a long time since you've been a guest here on ThisDay.
It is.
Because it seems
I haven't been here when you get to lead it. this.
No.
It's so fun. Yeah, it was actually over 7 years ago. I was on this show, and as I left, station manager Paul Ortiz asked me if I ever thought of doing a show. And I had not, of course. So long story short, every day since that time, 7.5 years, we do a show called Inspiration for Today. We've done over 1,500 shows now, all different. And there's huge variety, so you kind of have to tune in to see. Right now, as this airs, I've just finished teaching through the book of Revelation. People want to know what's going to happen in the future. Revelation tells us. And so there's about two weeks left of that study. So easy to join us. Just jump right in. In fact, we're in the best part. But we do from music to, I actually have done a lot of travel log shows as we travel. And I mean, it's just huge variety. So
Rick,
Inspiration for Today.
Where do people find your show?
TV6.
Okay.
TV6.
And it's
at
on at
7:30.
7:30.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Even Sundays.
No. Good, thank you. Good catch. Good catch. No, it's only the weekdays.
Okay.
I get a weekend. Well, I have other things to do on the weekend.
Well, of course you do.
But anyway, yeah.
So is your travel vlog coinciding within that 10 minutes of the
Yes.
inspiration?
When we're doing that, we're not doing that currently, but of course we have a YouTube channel also that all these shows go on, and
Sure.
you can go on Inspiration for Today on YouTube and see all the past shows. And that was just, as Diane and my wife and I traveled, we videoed a lot, and people said I was like Huell Hauser. You might not even know Huell Hauser.
So the only reason I know that name is I was up in the LA area.
Yeah.
This was several years ago, and my boyfriend at the time actually watched him. And so we were at a restaurant, and he said, "Oh, that's Hugh Hausner?"
Huell Hauser.
Yeah. And I said, "Okay."
Yeah, you didn't know.
I mean, but so then subsequently he
But I consider that a
enlightened me
compliment.
who he
That
was.
guy was the king of travel logs. But anyway, one last
began
thing
it
I
all.
want to be sure and say
Yes.
before our time is up, and that is this coming Sunday, that would be the 13th, is our 16-year anniversary of the church in Clubhouse 5.
Congratulations.
Yes. So we're having a free pancake breakfast. Everyone, what a great day to come on
say
out. We have a
that
full
needs
breakfast
to be
and all the toppings that you could ever imagine on the pancakes. That's this Sunday. So Clubhouse 5, 9 or 11.
And that would be before the service?
Yeah, you get your food during, like I say, then you get to bring it in. And we sit at tables. I know it's different. Church isn't usually at round tables, but it is for us. And we're so thankful for the staff at Club.
It sounds very interactive,
It's
and
that's
people
our whole
can
point.
develop friendships and get to know each other better.
Exactly the point. And, you know, when you read the Bible, Jesus did a lot of his talking to people at meals. He was always at somebody's home having dinner or whatever. So we think it's really does, for the reasons you say, we get to have a real social time.
Sure.
Right at our service.
Wow, it sounds very heartwarming.
Great. Thank you.
How'd you get so much passion? Where'd that all come from?
You know, I've always been enthusiastic about the Lord. I got to know him when I was 21 years old, and it's been that way ever since. And I've really not been a pastor most of my life, actually. I was in the business world. But one thing has led to another, and here I am, and I love it. We have, I have actually 6 other people on staff with me, and we are just having the time of our lives. It's so much fun.
Seems like it.
It is. It really is.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Bree.
Okay, Rick. So Good Friday, April 18th tell our viewers what time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
And then Easter's
Easter's-
Clubhouse. The first one's in 5, then 2 on Easter.
Okay,
That's good to know.
that is good to know.
Good to know.
All right, well, it's posted up there as well.
Okay.
Rick, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
It was so enjoyable. Nice to get to know you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages. Stay with us.
Hi everyone, I'm Pastor Rick, and if you don't currently have a church home, I would like to invite you to join us at Saddleback Church this Sunday. And what you'll find is a warm greeting from your village neighbors, a full continental breakfast, and an inspirational worship service. We have 2 services in Clubhouse 5 every Sunday at 9 and 11, with one exception, and that's Easter Sunday when we will be in Clubhouse 2. I look forward to meeting you personally.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you
And your family. Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and there's more than usual to get to this week, so I'll jump right in. To start, we crowned 2 national champions this week. On Sunday, the NCAA Women's Basketball National Championship took place between UConn and South Carolina in Tampa, Florida. To get to this point, the number 2 seed UConn Huskies had to go through a gauntlet of number 1 seeds, USC, UCLA, and finally South Carolina. South Carolina was going for their 2nd straight national championship and their 4th since just 2017. However, the red-hot UConn Huskies prevented the Gamecocks from the repeat title as they upset the reigning champs in dominant fashion, winning 82-59 on Sunday. The Huskies had previously won 4 championships in a row from 2013 to 2016. Since then, they had fallen just short of the tournament every year, including losing in the finals to South Carolina in 2022. But on Sunday, the Huskies moved to the top of the women's basketball world yet again, sending senior guard and projected WNBA first overall pick Paige Bueckers out with her first national championship. Bueckers had 17 points on the night and was supported by Ozzie Fudd and Sarah Strong, who each finished with 24 points. Fudd was named the most outstanding player of the Final Four. All time, UConn now has 12 wins in the Final Four by 20 or more points. All other teams in Division I women's history have 11 combined. The Huskies' 23-point margin of victory ties for the 3rd largest in championship game history, behind 2 previous UConn teams that won by 33 versus Louisville in 2013 and 31 versus Syracuse in 2016. All this to say, this championship win adds to the already historic resume of the UConn women's basketball program. The 2nd crowned champion of the week came on Monday night in the men's NCAA basketball national championship. For weeks, I've been saying this March Madness had been lacking the madness. The championship game made up for all of that. The stage was set for a physical battle between 2 of the best teams in the country and 2 number 1 seeds, Florida and Houston. As predicted, this was a physical battle and a back-and-forth game all day long, with teams swapping points, collisions, block shots, dunks, and more. From the opening tip-off, this game was fast-paced and, truthfully, pretty chaotic. In the early part of the game, Houston seemed to be in complete control. Although the score was fairly close, Florida had a large number of turnovers in the first half, and star player Walter Clayton Jr. had an astonishing 0 points heading into the half. At the first buzzer, Houston headed to the locker room with a 31-28 lead in what was already a low-scoring defensive shootout. Coming out of the break, Houston jumped out to a bigger lead, as many as 12 points at one point. LJ Cryer led the way for the Cougars, scoring 19 points on the night, including 4 huge 3-point shots. I've mentioned momentum 1,000 times on this show, and momentum took a large swing in Florida's direction late in the game. With 4 seconds on the clock, the entire Alamo Dome stood still, as Florida had snuck into the lead 65-63. Cougars guard Emmanuel Sharp had gone up to shoot a potential game-winning 3 with just 4.9 seconds left, but Walter Clayton Jr. came out of nowhere to contest the shot, leaving the ball bouncing freely with 4.2 seconds and counting. Gators forward Alex Condon finally dove on the ball with 2 seconds left, securing it and tossing it towards Clayton. The buzzer sounded, Clayton slammed the ball on the ground, and Houston coach Kelvin Sampson looked on in stunned silence. Florida had just shocked the world and pulled off their come-from-behind win for their third ever national title, and their first since going back-to-back in 2006 and 2007. It was only fitting that Clayton made the game-saving block on defense. After scoring a combined 64 points in his previous 2 games, Clayton didn't score his first point against the Cougars until the 14:57 mark of the second half. He didn't make his first field goal until there were 7 minutes and 54 seconds left in the game. He then had 2 3-point plays in less than a minute, then hit a huge 3-pointer with 3 minutes left to tie the game at 60. Clayton finished with 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, winning the Final Four's most outstanding player. This was the first basketball title for the SEC since Kentucky in 2012. 39-year-old Florida head coach Todd Golden became the youngest since NC State's Jim Valvano in 1983 to win it all. Just one step below the men's NCAA tournament is the National Invitation Tournament, also known as the NIT. For the first time ever, UC Irvine was playing in the program's first NIT championship game against Tennessee Chattanooga. Unfortunately, our local Anteaters fell 1 point shy in an overtime thriller, coming up short 85-84 in the championship game. To get to this point, obviously UCI had won several consecutive games. On one day in particular, last Tuesday, UCI beat North Texas 69-67 in the semifinal game. On the same day, the Angels beat the Cardinals 9-7, and the Ducks beat the Sharks 4-3, completing the Orange County trifecta. This was the first time in history all 3 of these teams won a game on the same day. Pretty cool fun fact for our local teams. Speaking of the Angels and Southern California, all 3 SoCal teams, the Angels, Dodgers, and Padres, have had an incredible start to the MLB season. The Dodgers started their campaign with a perfect 8-0 record before losing 2 games to the Phillies last weekend. The Padres, coincidentally, started their season with a perfect 7-0 before losing 2 straight to Chicago last weekend. And lastly, while the Angels didn't start out undefeated, they quickly jumped out to a solid 7-3 start and first place in their division. Here's a look at the current MLB standings. Obviously, the MLB season is a gruesome 162 games long, so a lot could change between now and October. But for now, our 3 hometown teams are looking pretty good. I've been talking about it for a few weeks, but it's finally official. Alex Ovechkin has passed Wayne Gretzky for most goals in NHL history. Ovechkin fired just about the perfect shot from the place on the ice that has defined his remarkable career. When the puck hit the net, it made him the top goal scorer in NHL history, as he scored his 895th career goal in the Washington Capitals game Sunday against the New York Islanders. The historic goal came on a power play with 12 minutes and 34 seconds left in the second period. He took a pass from longtime teammate Tom Wilson and fired a rocket of a shot past New York goaltender Ilya Sorokin. The 39-year-old then belly flopped on the ice as tens of thousands of fans in the crowd erupted in cheers and applause. Although the Capitals would go on to lose that game 4-1, it still was a celebratory day for Washington and for all sports fans. The NHL playoffs are just around the corner, and as I mentioned last week, Ovi and the Capitals are already in. So here's an updated look at the playoff picture so far. Since last week, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, Ottawa Senators, New Jersey Devils, and our local Los Angeles Kings have all clinched their spots in the postseason. That means 12 out of the 16 spots are now filled. A handful of teams have already been eliminated from playoff contention, so only 9 teams remain in the hunt for the final 4 spots. The regular season games will end on Thursday the 17th, with the Stanley Cup playoffs beginning on Saturday the 19th. Every year, we're lucky enough to have the NHL and NBA playoffs going on at the same time, and this year's no different. The NBA play-in games begin on Tuesday the 15th, and here's a current look at their playoff picture. Last week, I mentioned the only team in the West that had clinched a spot in the playoffs so far was the OKC Thunder. The Houston Rockets, Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks, and after Luka Doncic's incredible 45-point performance on his emotional return to Dallas, the Los Angeles Lakers are all now playoff bound. A lot still up for grabs in the West, though. In the East, however, the playoff picture is cemented as pictured. The play-in tournament will be 2 matchups of the Heat and Bulls and the Magic and Hawks. As a reminder, the play-in tournament, it's a little confusing. The winner of the Heat Bulls will move on to the next play-in round while the loser is eliminated. But the loser of the Magic Hawks will play the winner of the Heat Bulls, and the winner of that game takes the 8 seed to play the 1 seed Cavaliers. The winner of the Magic Hawks take the 7 seed in the playoffs to face the Celtics. In the West, the Kings and Mavs are slated to play for a chance to play for the 8 seed. Like I said, very confusing, but tune in to see how all these games play out. Right before the playoffs are about to begin, the Western Conference has gotten even more wild. With 3 games to go in the regular season, the Dallas Mavericks have fired coach Michael Malone after nearly 10 seasons. This news stunned the sports world as the Nuggets currently sit in 4th place in the Western Conference with a 47-32 record. As a parting note, it's worth it to know that Malone had led the Nuggets to their lone NBA championship and had a 471-327 record, making him the all-time winningest coach in Nuggets history. On top of firing Malone on Tuesday, the Nuggets also fired general manager Calvin Booth. Fans are overall really puzzled about what led to Denver to part ways with both Malone and Booth at this point in the season. Just an all-time head-scratcher move, but if more information comes out, I'll be sure to let you know. I've given you a ton of information already, but I can't end the show without talking about one of the greatest events in sports. The Masters tournament at Augusta, Georgia is officially underway. The prestigious golf tournament began yesterday and will play all throughout this weekend. Don't miss out on any of the action. As I said, this is one of the best events in all of sports. Naturally, defending champion and world number 1 Scottie Scheffler is the current favorite to win, but don't count out a few underdogs like Rory McIlroy, Brooks Koepka, and Colin Morikawa. With all of that said, enjoy your weekend full of NBA, MLB, golf, Formula One, soccer, and whatever else you choose to enjoy. Come right back next Friday for the 150th episode of Sports Corner. As always, thank you for tuning in this week. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to LA Carpet, Kitchen, Bath, and more. Your all-in-one solution for your home remodeling needs.
From kitchens to baths, carpets to hardwood, we help shape every corner of your home.
Every home has a unique story. At LA Carpet, we collaborate with you, ensuring your story unfolds just the way you envision, with complete price transparency from start to finish. Contact us today for a complimentary in-home estimate. Your dream home is just one phone call away.
And welcome back to the show, folks. Let's take a look at our Friday movie preview. It's brought to us by Hoag Orthopedic Institute. It is Auntie Mame. This is from 1958. The plot is an orphan goes to live with his free-spirited aunt. Conflict ensues when the executor of his father's estate objects to the aunt's lifestyle. She's probably having a lot of fun, I would imagine. All right, folks, tomorrow on this day, folks, we've got Hoag Orthopedic Institute with Dr. Hagverdian, and he is an ankle and foot specialist. So if you're having issues in those areas, you're gonna wanna tune in. And then later in the show, we've got Fit Brain Club. So we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow, and that's going to do it for this episode of This Day. And from all of us here, we wish yours a beautiful one.